the third member of the Korean national team, Silent Control. After losing to Ji-hoon in the Korean nationals, he clawed his way into third place.
At that time, I didn't prepare perfectly. This time, I will prepare perfectly and win the game nicely.
I predict I can win against Na Do-yeon 100% in Singapore. And I will.
The next round begins. The rules are simple. Lose a match, and it's goodbye. But something is not right with Ji-hoon. The fingers that move at superhuman speed are a microsecond too slow. Silent Control is quick to notice, and he shows no mercy.
Goliath fighting Goliath in the center of the map. It looks like Zealous has more, but I can't quite tell.
No, it appears Silent Control has more. Silent Control doing some major damage.
Got more.
There we go. Silent Control doing some major hurt on Zealous. Zealous going to try and reinforce his line, setting his dropships down. One to head up the attack and possibly draw some fire from those Goliaths. Silent Control's not going to take it. Finishing off Zealous.
GG!
Good game, and
Zealous has lost the first game, everybody. A bit of a surprise for all of us.
Luckily, this is the best of 3 games, and Ji-hoon still has a chance to defend his title. Their next battle is fought once again over Paranoid Android. In the blue corner, Ji-hoon, the defending world champion, begins by gathering resources to build up ground forces. But in the red corner, Silent Control adopts a different strategy. He builds an air force, and minutes into the game, he harasses Ji-hoon's resource gatherers.
Here comes another drop by Silent Control. Silent Control bringing over 4 siege tanks. Going to drop them down behind the mineral line, doing some major damage versus Zealous. And Zealous has taken quite the hit.
Ji-hoon beats off the attack, then masses his troops for an offensive.
That is Zealous' fan club.
I got to tell you right now, look, it looks like it's a race back to the middle. Both players setting tanks down, trying to get the right position.
But before he can move, Silent Control attacks on 2 fronts.
Coming through the middle of the map, doing some damage to that engineering bay, and the Goliaths are going to get hung up at that choke point. They're going to be held back just a wee bit, and Zealous going to take that time to do
Once again, Ji-hoon holds his ground, but his troops are decimated. The defending world champion has one last chance, a resource center in a remote corner of Paranoid Android, but Silent Control is one step ahead.
Northern area that he has secured in the hopes of stopping that drop. But Silent Control's already turned around. He's too fast. He's sending SCVs, Goliaths, tanks, and dropships down here to fight back for that southern...
Ji-hoon's last chance is fizzling out.
Looks like Zealous has decided, I gotta get out of here. Silent Control's army is too strong.
With fresh resources, Silent Control builds the ultimate battle cruisers.
Battle cruisers now. Finally on the map, and they are killing Zealous' tanks. Yeah, you know, when battle cruisers get in massive numbers, they're almost impossible to stop. But at the same time, Zealous sending his entire army down up to the north. Zealous crazy.
Zealous going for this counterattack now, coming in on the flank of Silent Control. Beautiful play here by both players, and notice how the Marines are being spread out beautifully. Zealous is trying to keep those Marines, the main Silent Control with some great positioning. He's going to be able to fight it out.
Good game! Zealous has been dethroned! Silent Control was the champion! 2-0!
The main reason I lost the game yesterday is that I didn't take care of my condition. I didn't sleep well because of the pressure.
Having defeated world champion So Ji-hoon, Silent Control goes up against the Russian, Android. Silent Control is the overwhelming favorite. Korea is one of the few places with such rigorous training regimes for StarCraft players. But there are a few non-Koreans who push themselves just as hard and acquire at least a fighting chance. The Russian builds a massive air force and storms in with a gazillion fighter planes. It's one of the biggest upsets in the World Cyber Games. For the first time in history, a non-Korean may win the StarCraft gold medal. Korea's last hope is Ji-hoon's teammate, Papa Bear. But at 24, he's considered over the hill. Can the underdog redeem Korean honor?
Congratulations. Tomorrow, see you.
It's the World Cyber Games, the Olympics of the digital world. The battleground for 600 players from 67 countries. After 4 grueling days, it's time for the ultimate showdown. The final StarCraft battle of the World Cyber Games is fought over the map Gaia. In the green corner is 4U, also known as Papa Bear. He is the last hope of the Korean contingent. At 24, he's as old and grizzled as pro gamers come. In the white corner is Android, fast, fresh, and a killer of Koreans. The armies meet, and 4U's forces overwhelm the enemy.
It looked for you might be able to hold us off if he controls his dragoons correctly, and he did. Android now back in, back out.
4U plays like he's 18 again, pushing Android back again and again.
Those zealots as the siege tanks pegging away at 2 of the zealots. There we go! Beating back attack by 4U.
But then, a fatal mistake. 4U gets greedy, overextends his forces.
He's not careful. Android looking pretty good here. 4U will lose this fight. Android doing some major damage, engineering